Hey everyone, how you doing today? Thought I'd take another look at the workshop and see what was out there, and got some really cool creations. I went digging around and found some other things too that were in new releases that I didn't see around yet. But anyway, the first one here, this is the Q1H233 bore by Commander Qtatron, and very cool looking HV uh, all-terrain vehicle here, I would have to say. I was wondering when I was going to first see these new blocks used as wheels in this way. I thought about it myself. I just haven't, got around to making anything like that yet. But I thought, yeah, these wheels with those new blocks, if you're going for this size wheel, you could actually get a nice round, good looking like off-road tire out of it. And yeah, the author did that here very nicely. That looks cool. I like the way they're textured and everything. Very cool looking uh, again, like a off-road vehicle. It's got a couple Gatling guns on it. We got our strafing thrust over on the sides. We got a tree cutter on the front. Looks like I'm not, that may be long-range radar as well. We also have a detector. That could be deco. I'll have to, let me find out for sure if that's the deco part. I think this is the deco part there. But obviously you've got a 3x3 location to mount either long-range radar or a turret there. So a nice location there. But we do have the detector. So out the back here, it looks like we got a couple fridges, our Wi-Fi, storage controller, and well, actually two storage controllers back over here. I'll have to take a look at how much storage this has, and then a single landing gear right down in the middle here that obviously will retract when you lift off the ground here. But man, that would be so cool if these wheels actually would spin and work. But this is a really cool looking creation here. I definitely like that. Like what was done with the headlights, using the spotlights behind this kind of metal framework here as well. That looks really cool. Everything looks very fitting on this one. Nice looking design. Definitely, I like the glowy thing going around the back here too. That's I think we got a force field from that door, but it kind of makes everything kind of illuminate at night there, which is really cool. I don't see any physical lights in the area, so I think that's all done from that force field effect that's going on, I'm guessing. So yeah, very cool. Let's take a look at some numbers here. So to start with, I guess we're going to start over here. Size class 1, 43 forward, 26 strafing, 33 reverse. It's a HV, so it doesn't go up and down. We've got 2 fuel tanks, 2 oxygen tanks, 43-minute and 11-second build time, not using any rare resources whatsoever. We do have our 1 detector harvest module, which is the tree cutter on the front, 2 Gatling guns stock. CPU wise, wow, really low on CPU on this, 10,000, and it's using it's very impressively low on CPU. I would have to learn my HV stats a little bit better, I think, but I dare say this isn't using a basic CPU core in it, but I'm thinking that maybe I am wrong. Maybe it does have a basic in it, but definitely low on CPU, low on price. Can get this in-game pretty quickly as a good vehicle to get around and explore a planet and use the detector and scope out things and do a little, I don't know, he got a couple miniguns there for some defensive purposes as well. Let me see if this has any other types of parts in it. It does appear to have a shield in here too at 980 on the shield. So yeah, it does have some protection that way as well. But again, really cool looking vehicle here. I definitely like that. Yeah, very nice. One last thing I want to take a look at here is the storage. So we got an ammo controller at just under 2K, and then a harvest controller at about 5,500. And then a couple fridges, and of course the pentaxa tank, which is needed for the shielding that is on here. So that's pretty cool. At this price and CPU, it also has some form of shield plus weapons, plus some harvest capacity there. So you can definitely use this as a tree cutter as well. Just a good utility vehicle. Just, and looks very, very nice too. Got to say that. So, again, this is the Q1H 233 bore by Commander Qtatron. Very, very cool. So the next creation here, this is a MicroCV. It's called the Cyber Hunter MicroCV by Cellusticore. And this is, believe it or not, this is a CV. I know it's for a CV, it's very small. On purpose, obviously designed to be a MicroCV, but pretty unusual looks on this as well. I like what's going on here with the landing gear. It has a single like landing gear, but it has these other like blockwork pieces that kind of support that and keep it kind of leveled and balanced when it's sitting on the ground there, which is really cool idea. Also, this is pretty unique here too. So we got, looks like a single medium-size forward thruster on here, but I love the antenna kind of mixed in there, and it's got this I don't know, this like metal paneling over the top of that whole setup there. That is very, very cool. Now, obviously, seeing some areas, you know, I'm just looking at this, and if I wanted to add more thrust to this or something like that for forward thrust, it looks like there's plenty of opportunities to do that. You could add some back over here. You could add some where the antennas are. You could add some down over there. We got an exposed generator as well on the back here, which honestly, for something this size, being like a fully functional flyable CV, that's pretty good. I mean, this is very, very small. One of the smallest CVs I think I've seen. There's probably smaller out there, but I mean, this is really, really compact for sure. Just kind of taking a look here. It's interesting too what the author did with the armored glass going over the cockpit area there too, where it's got that little bit of asymmetrical look going on here. It's kind of neat. I've seen some certain like minivans by certain manufacturer that do some aesthetics like that on their cars, or their minivans, I should say. So we also got a strafing thrust over here. We've got a that's a weigh in on this side. We got the same. Okay, so we got a, looks like we got a weigh in on both sides over here. I was curious how you got in and out of the ship. Obviously, we do have Wi-Fi going on. Doesn't look like this contains any weaponry that I can see, at least. Does look like it has 6-direction thrusters though. So let's get aboard here, see what's going on the inside. So we got a single RCS unit, storage controller, pilot seat, O2 inside the cabin area here, and I think that is just about it. So very, very compact, definitely. Here, let me, while I'm looking at it, we got 26K, 250 storage, and I think that's it. So it doesn't have an ammo box. It's not meant for any form of combat operations. I don't believe it has a warp drive either. Let's look at the main numbers here. No shield either. Let's start here. So we are unlock level 10, size class 0.26, very, very small. 65 forward. Wow, it's really scoots along pretty good. It doesn't have a lot of forward thrust on it, but that's doing pretty good. 27 strafing, 55 lift, 27 reverse, and 55 down. So pretty balanced on its thrust here for the most part. 52-minute and 23-second build time. Keep in mind, this is a CV. This is not a SV or an HV. This is a CV, and that is a very low build time for a flying CV. Very, very low. Obviously, it doesn't look like it, you know, besides some storage on it, it doesn't really look like it's set up to do, you know, combat or mining, or it's not warp capable. Doesn't do shielding. So essentially, it's to get around. You could fly around, pick up loot. It has plenty of lift thrust, so no problem at all with its storage. In fact, it could probably have a lot more storage on it and be able to deal with it just fine, I think. Yeah, just, I mean, if you want to get into a CV for a very, very low cost, this will do it here. CPU-wise, it looks like it's using a basic CPU core only, barely touches almost 140,000 leftover CPU on top of that, though. So, I mean, literally, you've got a lot of wiggle room here to add stuff. Whatever stuff you would want to add on here. Could be some weaponry. You could put in like one of those compact reforged Eden shields somewhere, and maybe some of the way the block work in places is set up for some of that stuff as well. But other than that, man, if you want to get into a CV for super cheap and pretty stylish looking as well, this is your craft here. And I believe the same author made another one too. I only picked one of the two to take a look at in this video, but a couple very small CVs here, which is kind of a unique option there. Yeah, very cool again. Again, this is the Cyber Hunter MicroCV by Cellusticore. Very cool. So the next one, quite a bit bigger here and a lot more combat oriented. This is the Jordan MK3 by Splint. So this is an author I think I'm unfamiliar with. And I noticed this out on the new release area on the workshop, and I thought this looked pretty cool. And it looks like a fairly capable combat CV from what I can tell here. A lot of weaponry on it. I like this front arm kind of section here. Looks like we've got all the turrets spaced out so they do get a line of sight directly forward and would have a pretty good line of sight shooting off to the left or right as well. A couple artillery turrets on here as well. And yeah, cool looking block work and design there. I like the ridging kind of done on the hull. Got some cost and stuff going on there. Mixed texturing on here as well. We've got some of this kind of a little bit more rusty in between metal, and just a lot of different stuff going on with the hull to kind of give it a worn look, but a nice look. It doesn't look too worn. It looks like it's in pretty good shape. Not too rusty, but yet it's yeah, just kind of does look used, which is really cool. That's kind of a added detailed design element there. It looks like we got some lower spotlights as well. Quite a bit of guns on the bottom as well, or turrets on the bottom of the ship here. Our landing gear down over in that section. And then, of course, it looks like we've got, I would guess, let me make sure I've got that right. We got 3 laser cannons here. Yes, 3 advanced laser cannons. In that area, it looks like we got some more artillery cannons on the front. Some more laser cannons as well. So that's at least 5 forward laser cannons. Yeah, that's very cool. Looks like it's using large thrusters. I like the texture lighting on the back side of it. Interesting how that's done. Yeah. So we got some texture lights on the side here in different formations, which look very cool, and then the back lights up pretty good. Nice looking block work throughout the whole creation here. This is a nice looking feature here too. Whatever this is, it looks really cool. I like the use of the deco pieces on the sides of these particular half round blocks. Yeah, very nice, very nice. Here, I'll tell you what, let's take a look at this. It's got a lot of texture lights. Just want to take a look at it at night a little bit here too. See how this glows in the darkness. Yeah, very cool, very cool. Let's see what makes this thing tick here. I'm gonna try keeping the lighting a little bit lower. We'll see what it looks like on the inside with that. Not all ships are really geared to be look super awesome at night here, but this one, yeah, we definitely look like we got some lighting going on the interior. So let's try to expose that a little bit here. I think we're at pretty much full darkness outside. So yeah, coming into the hangar here, it looks like we've got a couple displays on either side of the hangar behind armored glass with a lot of our CPU cores and generators. Also looks like we're seeing a lot of storage or cargo containers in there, cargo extensions I should say. A couple advanced constructors right in the center here. I like how they're orientated right in front of looks like our central elevator to get around the ship here. And beyond that, we've got O2, and it looks like well, I guess double O2 right over in this area. Let's see what's out in this room here. Engineering room over here. So we got our detector. Looks like our main shield. Like the piping going around throughout the room. Again, kind of the green color match with the lighting versus the texture lights on the exterior. Got a couple medium shield parts and a couple of small shield parts at the front of this room. Of course, a Wi-Fi up there as well. Yeah, cool looking stuff there. I like that. Let's see what we got going on the other side here. So on this side, we've got matching shield parts, but we got a warp drive on this side versus the shield on the other side. Another Wi-Fi over here as well. So yeah, we got our warp, we got our shield. Let's see what's going on in this front room here. Looks like we got a farming section as well. So yeah, a couple grow lights up there, and you can place your own grow plots in. These are the filler blocks for that. And yeah, our food processor, fridge, some more O2 over there. Looks like we got an armor locker kind of in the chill out and watch TV room over here, which is very cool. And let's go down first. So it looks like down is going to be a quick way in and out of the ship, right down in this section. Didn't catch that on the way through. So let's go through, go up to the top floor here. And it looks like we get into a crew area here and a medical bay. So it looks like we got our all our specialized parts, shower, plus the med bay itself, right over here. And then we get up into the bridge area here. Looks like we got quite a few NPC members over here, and then our pilot seat, and then good visibility out the front. I like how you can kind of see a bunch of the turrets and some of these launchers off to the side over there. Kind of feels kind of powerful flying around like that. And this, yeah, it looks like it's going to be pretty capable too, because it is a combat-oriented ship too. I'm going to take a look at its hull materials just to see what it's made of here. It looks like it is going to be more of a shield-dependent ship. It did have quite a few shield parts in it that we noticed. We'll take a look at the shield in a bit. But looking at carbon substrate here, so I think that is the base hull material. Let me just confirm that flying through here a little bit. Okay, so definitely a shield-dependent ship. Yeah, and I build the same kind of things too. So definitely, it's probably quite maneuverable because of that, because of the light hull weight. So yeah, let's start taking a look at some numbers here. So to start with, we are size class 4 on lock level 25, 132 forward, 18 strafing, 90 lift, 25 reverse, 45 down. Got 22 fuel tanks, 4 oxygen tanks, 16 hour and 41 minute build time. Is going to use, the nature of a combat-oriented ship is going to use quite a bit of estrium and zirconium. This is right in the field that I would expect it to be at with those numbers there. CPU-wise, it looks like it is stock going over 2.1 million CPU. Yeah. So it does look like it's going to need a little bit more CPU. I was just questioning whether or not it was for vanilla or not, but I talked myself out of that after seeing the shield parts already in here. It cannot be for vanilla. It must be Reforged Eden. So it is going to need a little bit more CPU. It might be manageable with this number over, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that one. It could damage the generators if you start flying it around right off the gates. Maybe. I don't exactly know yet though. So let's see. Beyond that, let's take a look at your storage. So we are looking at the Jorban. All right. So we got an ammo controller at 320K, cargo controller at 640K, and then beyond that, just a freezer and the Pentaxi tank, which is obviously needed for the shielding and things like that. Yeah, that's very, very cool. Very cool looking combat ship. Quite maneuverable. Looks like it has a lot of firepower to it, and could get the job done. Plus, you have a hangar in there, couple. You got a production area. You've got a nice 640K storage controller, plus plenty of 320K for the ammo needs on it, which is pretty decent. So yeah, very nice. Again, this is the Jorbin MK3 by Splint. Very, very cool. So this other creation over here, this is pretty interesting. This is the Zenu Orbital Forge by TeakyC. TeakyC. Teakycee. Yeah, this is cool. This fits right into the like the POI type of creations out there, and I think this looks like it would be that, or might even been made from a construction set. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just taking a wild guess. I have looked at some of these construction sets, and some of these parts looks like they could be fit into there, which is really cool. I mean, if it wasn't, that's very cool too. It looks like it could be a construction set. But yeah, very nice looking visuals on here. I like a lot of the touches going on here with like the antenna and the way the texture lights are below that. Nice color scheme as well. The kind of dark gray and red with some a little bit of other things going on with that in conjunction as well. Yeah, interesting kind of like arm designs coming out of here. Yeah, very, very cool. I like the shaping up on this on these pieces here as well. Got to figure out. I was looking for a entry point here. Oh, looks like we got one right there. Let me see if there's anything else around here. I think that's it. It almost looks like it could fly around too. But I think this is a base. I've not seen any thrusters on it, so I definitely believe it is what it says it is, and that is a orbital forge. So anyway, let's get aboard this and see what's going on the inside here. Oh wow, look at that. So we got a furnace. As soon as you walk in here, it looks like you'd kind of just jetpack over that on another furnace on the top and bottom. Again, it is a forge, so you'd kind of expect that. Maybe there's another way in and out too, but it looks like you kind of just jetpack across where these two furnaces are right now, at least. And then looks like we got some cool looking hallway section here. Some consoles and things like that, and it kind of walks into this back area here. It looks like we've got some small constructors in place right now. O2, a lot of our fuel and O2 tanks in the side there. Let's head over in this direction here. And another small constructor and a clone chamber on the other side over here. So yeah, just a spawning like furnace section in space. So if you wanted to get some goods processed, you could also do a little bit of work here with a couple small constructors also on the creation here. But yeah, quick in and out. Looks like we did have another entry point on the backside that I missed. That really blends in there neatly. I like how it's kind of tied in there. You could barely notice that, but that's cool. So yeah, coming from either side of this creation here. And it looks like it holds everything kind of in those side arms there. And our main core is below here. I like the texture lights and stuff down there around it as well. So yeah, if you're looking for a space forge, this looks like it would be a good option for you. Let's take a look at some numbers here. So to start with, we are unblock level 12, size class 1. 5 fuel tanks, 1 oxygen tank in there. 1 hour and 38-minute build time. Not using anything special with Estrium or Zirconium. A little bit of Neo in the mix. That could be for the furnaces themselves. Probably is. CPU-wise, it is a Core nothing or a CPU Core 1, so it's only 80,000 CPU. So that helps also keep the cost down over here. That's probably why you don't need too much in other things. It does use a little bit of Cobalt and Neo in the mix, but not very much at all. Pretty easy to obtain, even on a starter planet in some POIs and things like that. CPU, let's take a look at your storage. So we've got a output at 320K and an input at 320K. Very to the point. It really is. Output, input, can't miss that. Both 320s, two furnaces, two small constructors, and some utility function in there. So very, very cool. Nice looking design there. And again, this is the Zenu Orbital Forge by TKC. Very cool. So let me adjust the lighting here real quick. We'll take a look at the next creation. Now this one's another big one here. No, I'm kidding. It actually is pretty good size for being the type of creation it is. This is the AH-69 Cougar attack helicopter vanilla. Uh-oh, I got this in Reforged Eden right now. So some of my specs are going to be off on this. Sorry about that. This is by Pat Finch. And I believe this is an updated version of a previous version of this creation. I just wanted to take a good look at it. It's a big looking helicopter type of design here. Got kind of like the helicopter blades up there, and some of like the intakes for that on the top. Looks like we also got some radar going on. Laser turrets around there. We've got I think that's a laser cannon right there. Yeah, laser cannon on the front. Our spotlight, kind of almost like a this particular helicopter is a no, actually I'm thinking of something different. But yeah, this is a bigger design, more of like a troop transport helicopter, I would have to say, or cargo oriented helicopter. Nice looking tail section over there. Yeah, color scheme's cool. I like how the thrusters are kind of set up underneath this blade over here, giving you like all your different directions, or most of the directions in there, 4 directions at least. Obviously, we got some lift thrusters and stuff in other places, like over here, a larger lift thruster. We also got some rocket launchers off to the side over here, and some more spotlights in that section, and some of the forward thrust in the back over here. Others in that general area there. So yeah, very cool. Let's take a look aboard this a minute. Let me try to adjust the lighting a little bit here. And I like the texture lights kind of coming into the back here. So it looks like we've got a warp drive right on the side here. This is all kind of glassed off, which is really cool. CPU core block over on both sides. Looks like we've got a O2 station rate as you come in as well. Very convenient there. Some cargo boxes along the side here, storage controller, fridge, Wi-Fi, and main core, some RCS units, quite a few RCS units going on in here. And we also have a shield in here too. So it looks like it's pretty full featured with what it's got going on in here. Some more CPU core blocks, some storage boxes, passenger seat, pilot seat. Kind of a lot of visibility out the front here. We're flying this around. Got some ventilators up there. Yeah, very cool. Also armor locker in the mix there too. I was just kind of looking at like all this different stuff. Looks like we got a storage controller up on the ceiling there. That's pretty interesting. And over there as well. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Let's take a look at some numbers here. So to start with, we are unlocked level 20, size class 1, 34, 25 strafing, 32 lift, 18 reverse, 22 down, 2 fuel tanks, 2 oxygen tanks, 3 hour and 5 minute build time. Does use some estrium and zirconium. In this case, probably dealing with some of the weaponry and stuff on it, that kind of thing. Like kind of how, I didn't even notice, there are some texture lights that don't really reveal themselves a whole lot until you're at night here too. I just noticing all these inner areas of the white texture lights going on there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And this kind of lights up a little bit differently over here too. I'm thinking there's some lighting maybe down or below or something like that. That kind of is illuminating this particular area there, making it look a little more, I don't know, just lit up which is very cool. Very cool. Let's take a look at your storage. Wait a minute. Why am I not A868? Is it coming under a different name? Oh, no, it's this right here. Okay. So, it looks like we've got, everything's nicely labeled over here. So, looks like we've got 3 main storage controllers, and beyond that, some different boxes and things like that. But we've got ammo at 8130, cargo at 1290, and harvest at 2250. So, yeah, very, very cool. Very cool creation here. So, again, this is the AH-69 Cougar Attack Helicopter Vanilla by Pat Finch. You know what? I didn't look at some of the numbers. Well, I guess I did look. Keep in mind, this is a vanilla creation, so these numbers are going to be bigger. So your thrust speed and stuff like that is going to be more so than what you see here. One thing I also forgot to mention too, it was running quite a bit of RCS, 13 RCS units. So a lot of these stats are going to be off from where I'm showing it right now. But the CPU is like right in check here with Reforged Eden. Look at that. It's only like 11 points beyond the CPU tier it's set to, which is nothing and not even a concern. So yeah, it's listed as being for vanilla, but it certainly could be for Reforged Eden as well. One last thing I just want to see, the shield on it is 1405. Yeah, very cool again. One thing I did not see on here, unless it's buried somewhere, did not see a warp drive on the creation. It does have an tax attack, of course, because it does have a shield, but I don't think it has a warp drive. Oh, duh. Yeah, it does right there. I'm an idiot. Yeah, okay. So big old warp drive in there too. Never mind. I'm wrong. All right. So the next creation here. Let's get the lighting back going here. This is the Ranger 2 CV Reforged Eden by 608. So this is another author I believe I'm unfamiliar with. I thought this looked pretty cool out there. It looks kind of a small-sized CV. Looks like it's doing a lot of things here. It's got some solar going on with it. Cool-looking shape, design. I like the LCD naming on the side of it. A cool color scheme. A lot of attention to detail with the texturing and things like that, and the color differences in the lines and all kinds of stuff going on in here. Looks like we got some miniguns off to the side here. And I believe that's a cannon turret right on the front. So yeah, it's definitely some different weaponry. I would, just by guessing, I'd probably think this is more of a starter CV category creation here, just by taking a look at it. I like how this glassed-in bridge cockpit area is. That is pretty cool. Got a lot of visibility going in there, and yeah, neat choice of the blocks used to create that. That's kind of a unusual cut in, and which is kind of neat. I like that. It's don't see that every day. Nice looking pipe work along the side here, and then it looks like we've got a hangar off the back side of here as well. I would definitely say that these thruster units over here look like they're ready for upgrades to put in the larger thrusters. Let me just fly in there a little bit and confirm that. Yeah, it kind of definitely looks like it's got some more room in there to stick in the bigger thrusters, which is very, very cool. Nice upgrade option there. And there's a big LCD on both sides here too. Side thrust upgrade. Oh yeah, this is cool. Oh, it tells you about adding a lot more thrusters here too in this area. Oh, that's cool how this was done. Yeah, nice instructions there right on the side, so you can kind of see what's going on and how this was meant to be once you get it upgraded. I'm sure, again, just by guessing the nature of this ship, that a lot of these parts were removed to keep the CPU in check for a starter classification. of a ship. We'll find out that for sure when we look at the specs here, but I would definitely say that is the case with this. We also have a landing pad off the back of the ship, which looks like it goes right into the cockpit area. So very cool, very cool. Let's take a look on the inside here and see what makes it tick here. Yeah, adjust the lighting a little bit here. And oh, a lot more information back over here too. There is a lot of upgrades listed here. Talking about long-range radar, miners, lots of turrets. Looks like we even have a garden area, places for more generators. Yeah, that's really cool. I'm glad the author took the time to document all that, and you know, so people know kind of what they can do with the ship and what it was intended to do with upgrades and things like that. So yeah, we got a hangar back here. Looks like you can park a reasonably sized creation, HV or SV type of creation back over here, or really small CV. I'm not sure if that Seleucid one over there would fit in here. Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, very cool. 6 of 8 industries. The Ranger 2, very nice. Let's head into this room over here. We got kind of some cool looking blocks on the side there. Got an advanced constructor, storage controller over on this side. It looks like we're asymmetrically laid out on the interior here. Yeah. What is it going on up here? Oh, okay. So this kind of goes up to another level right here. You can obviously get there via the elevator or just kind of leave up there. But this looks like where the grow plot area would be. So you can add in your own grow plots when you, if you're into the farming. And fridge, food processor right nearby. And more information on making changes. Very cool. Very well documented. Definitely like that. Oh, place for a gravity generator over here too. Look at that. Yeah, that's cool. The author really thought this through. I mean, just wanted to make sure that people knew what they were doing when they got in here, which is very cool. And let's take this elevator all the way to the top here, and that obviously gets us right up to the bridge area. It's a cool looking formation of blocks there. Just so unique. It's just, yeah, it's cool. It looks different. Definitely like that. So we've got our main core and a Wi-Fi right over here. Probably meant to like if you run into trouble and you get killed, that maybe it'll take out the core right behind it, and then the AI will leave your ship alone, and you can quickly get it back going again and not have too much of a loss. And then right out to the landing pad on the back. Yeah, very cool. Very cool looking. And again, I'm just guessing that this is a starter class CV. I'm expecting that. And yeah, I think that is definitely the case here. So anyway, we are unlocked level 12, size class 2, 19 forward, 14 strafing, 19 lift, 19 reverse, 10 down, 2 fuel tanks, 8 oxygen tanks, 6 hour and 7 minute build time. Doesn't use any estrium or zirconium in the build, just your neo and some cobalt. Got a detector, 4 minigun turrets, 1 cannon turret, and 3 sentry guns in there. CPU wise, it is using a single basic CPU core, so 400,000 CPU, using 353,000 of that CPU. Back over to the main here, we do have a shield in here at 2375 stock. Let's take a look at your storage. So Ranger 2, there we go. Yes. Alright, so everything's labeled here nicely. So main cargo at 352k, harvest at 320k, plus ammo at 320k. So it's got quite a bit of storage on here. Again, for being a starter class ship, it's a good amount of storage. So let me just review one other thing. I just want to take a look at its lift thrust again. Lift thrust might not be able to handle all of the all of the storage if everything was filled up. But don't quote me on that. I don't know. It would have to be one of these things where we'd have to kind of test it. Not to mention this also had some solar, so that's going to provide a little bit of additional power, especially if you turn off your thrusters and things like that, and let the ship sit and idle. You will get some additional power going on in here as well. So yeah, again, yeah, very, very cool ship here. I think I was pretty sure this had a warp drive in it too. Did we see that when I was going through here? That's a farm. Now I could check in the device menu too. But I think, yeah, there's our warp drive. Oh yeah, look at this area down over here. That's cool. I think I missed this part of the ship. Yeah, I did. So this is yeah, right at the bottom of the elevator here. It's got this kind of big caged-in area, and that's where our warp drive is, and the shield, and room for other parts. You can upgrade it to the advanced. You can remove the combat, replace with advanced shield. You can add some capacitors and chargers for the shield as well. So yeah, you can do a lot of stuff with this ship, which is really, really cool. So again, this is the Ranger 2 Reforged Eden by 608. Very cool. So in the last part here, I just wanted to show you a really quick update on, let me get some juice in this thing, on the Star Trek ship I've been working on. And this is kind of what it's looking like now. I was playing around with some things. Let me try to get a little better lighting going on here right now. Well, you can look at it at night right now. So I'm playing around with some texture lights on the sides of the nacelles. Something that was brought up a couple times now is the length of the nacelles. Now I have not altered the length of the nacelles yet, but I was thinking about it. There's a couple suggestions to make them about 3 or 4 blocks longer, and that is something I'll have to try and see if I like that or not. Some other changes, obviously there is some more texturing done now. I kind of went over some other areas. It's not fully finished on the hull texturing. I did do a mod over here where I stuck in a couple artillery launchers in this contraption over here that I was trying to make look like it kind of opened up, and these would stick out and then it would close up, and where it wouldn't reveal those. Also, I modified the other launchers up over here as well. Got those, so I chopped the hull a little bit different over here, but I don't mind it so much. Another thing, I was playing around with the LCD going over this front deflector area. So it's kind of like a 2-part LCD. It's a pretty big LCD, but trying to give it some kind of that bluish high-tech look. This is my first run at it, though. I'm using alpha transparency for each one of these lines that are adjusting the numbers to try to make it look like there's kind of a gradient going on with that. Other than that, just some general more touch-ups and details. I have not painted all the thrusters on the insides of these to black yet. I will be getting to that. But I just kind of want to show you where it's at right now. And again, it keeps on getting more and more steps done to it. And I've got some more things to get done to it as well. The next thing I'll probably do today is I got to set up its landing gear. That's something I have not got around to yet. I was mainly just trying to, for the most part, get the base textures done on the ship, throughout the ship, and add in like some of the stuff like these artillery guns over here. In fact, it's with launchers, it's got more launchers than I was originally intending on it having, as it does have these up top over here as well, plus you've got another 6 on the front of the ship, but it's bringing the total launcher count here. So basically right now it's got like 8 artillery launchers. You got another 4-pack of, well, technically right now I think there are artillery launchers over here as well, even though that might change to laser cannons. And then you've got 10 laser cannons. You got six of them up in the saucer, and then another 4-pack of them down over here. So yeah, almost like depending on how you arrange the launchers, you've got, say, 10 lasers and 12 artillery launchers on here. As in the turrets and stuff like that, I noticed there's a comment on that. Right now, I've just got placeholders installed in this ship, and there's actually quite a lot of turrets on here, but they're all discrete. I'm trying to keep things hidden away. I might actually, for the sake of drone defense, and especially places where I really don't want to put even a retractable turret because it wouldn't fit or look very good, is I might have use a number of sentry guns around the ship for drone protection. It does have some turrets facing off the backside here, and this would be so it could shoot at anything kind of behind you if you're kind of running away from a ship or moving away from a ship or something like that. Other than that, it's that's kind of how it is right now. Oh, also, I modified this area up over in the front of the ship, kind of trying to set this up for a SV docking point, but was trying to be discreet with it. I don't know if this mechanism's really going to work out. I was really trying to think of the logistics of accurately docking an SV to this area. I guess it doesn't have to be super accurate. You can obviously fly around here and just land anywhere over here. I was just trying to get like this walkway to kind of line up to whatever creation would get built for the captain's yacht. But I'm definitely going to go through with that idea. I just don't know if the mechanism I got here is going to stay that way or not yet. It was just an idea. I was trying to think of a way that I could set that up but not have it too obvious, so you don't it doesn't detract from the ship or anything like that. But other than that, I just kind of want to show you where I'm at with this, and I'll keep on working on this over the weekend and try to get it further along. Might even start working on the interior here pretty soon. And that's just something I didn't really want to touch the interior until I was done moving things around. A lot of changes have been made with moving things around. Also, in comments too, it was suggested that maybe the nacelles could go up a little higher, as well as the saucer and things like that. Another comment was bringing up the fact that the backside of the saucer is really flat, very similar to that of the Proxima. And to change that, or to go to a different way about it, the only other idea I've really got with this design would be to tuck in like the back of the saucer more and kind of angle it down so it's coming back from the saucer here in more of a smoother angle approach. In this here, let me get the cursor on, across over here, which would be more similar to that of like the Voyager or some other Star Trek ships, like the kind of if you look at the head of a Cobra kind of thing, on how the blockwork would have to be. I don't know if I really want to do that with this particular creation though. Although I'm curious on what that would look like. So who knows? I might try a mod thing and see if I like it or not. I would have to kind of rebuild this whole back chunk of the ship over here, and then I'm not sure if and maybe the hull would have to be lengthened a little bit to make all that dial in and stuff. And that is one thing. I don't want to keep on necessarily making the ship bigger and bigger. Currently, the size class on this is coming in at size class 9 with just the hull. It's got a lot of interior to finish up, and I really did not want to exceed size class 20. I'd actually like to keep it below 20 if possible, but I'm not sure how that's all going to work out, especially if I want to do a nice detailed interior and stuff. But again, there's some really big parts that are going to be placed in this ship as well. Talking about fusion reactors and large shield parts and things like that will chew up a lot of space pretty quickly, probably with not a lot of size class jumps. So we'll see how it all comes out. Hopefully it fits. I mean, it's not a gigantic ship or anything like that, but it certainly has a lot more interior space than the Proxima did. And the Proxima wasn't all that small of a ship either. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Just wanted to show you this and all these really, really cool creations by a bunch of different authors doing different things, which is, definitely fun. There's just no limitation on what you can kind of pull off with this. Well, there are some limitations, but for as will for designing creations and things like that, you can do so much with this game. And I'm glad to see that people are just using their imaginations and whatnot, and playing the game and learning what they would want in the game and how it works, and making creations to aid you with gameplay tasks, which is really, really cool. Anyway, that's all I've got for today, and you all have yourself a great day. I will talk to you later.